Hi guys. These are the answers to Benjy quiz number 5. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope this doesn't cause too many arguments. So the first round was the booze round. 5 drinks from different parts of the world. I wanted you to name me the country that they came from. So question 1 was Tibarine. Tibarine is from Tunisia in North Africa. I'm quite sure you can buy it in other places, but it is originally from and mainly manufactured in Tunisia. Question 2. Retsina is a wine made in Greece. I did wonder whether it was made in Cyprus as well. It's not. It's from a specific region of Greece. I checked with a Greek person. So Greece is the correct answer. Question 3. Flagpunsch was originally made in Sweden, but they now manufacture most of it in Finland. So you can have either Sweden or Finland. I think they call it flagpunchi or punki or something like that in Finland. Rioja is from Spain. It's a region of Spain. You can only buy Rioja that's from Spain. And Chisk Lager is from Malta, where it is made and sold. It's really nice too. The classics round. Questions 6 to 10. So, Perseus fought Medusa. He was able not to look at her because he had been given a mirrored shield. So he was able to look in the mirrored shield and sort of fight remotely, much like we are doing today. If you put a mirror, I reckon you can have half a mark because it was a mirrored shield. So that was question 6. Question 7, Bellerophon's winged steed was, of course, Pegasus, famously winged steed. Pegasus. Question 3, half a mark each for the 2 goddesses spurned by Paris. This is what kicked off the whole Trojan War. He judged Aphrodite to be the fairest. He did not pick Athena, or Athene, or Hera, the queen of the gods. If you wanted to go for the Roman names, that's legit. That would be Minerva for Athena and Juno for Hera. I think that's allowed. Kronos, who would also be Saturn, if you were going Roman, was told his child would murder or depose him. He disposed of them, he ate them. He had 6 children in all with his wife, Rhea, who, by the way, was also his sister, and he swallowed them one after the other, the first 5. And the 6th, Rhea got him drunk and gave him a stone instead, which he swallowed and thought that was all fine. Meanwhile, she hid the baby god, who turned out to be Zeus. And then Zeus came back as a cupbearer when he was grown up, fed his father an emetic to make him sick, and Kronos threw up. And of course, they were fully formed gods, and they proceeded to kill him. So the prophecy came true. The 5 gods that he threw up were Hades, god of the underworld, Poseidon, god of the sea, Demeter, goddess of the harvest, Hestia, the goddess of the hearth, and Hera, the queen of the gods, the 6th, of course, being Zeus. So there you go. Cassandra. Question 10. Cassandra prophesied the fall of Troy, but she was cursed such that none would believe her. If I remember rightly, it was Hera who cursed her, but I can't quite remember. That could be wrong. Might be Apollo. Can't remember. Do your research, Ben. Anyway. Questions 10 to 15. These are the mnemonics. I love these. So, able-bodied seamen catch hairy pirates. Aragon, Boleyn, Seymour, Cleves, Howard, Parr. It's the surnames, if indeed Aragon can be referred to as a surname, of the 6 wives of Henry VIII. So the more familiar one is divorced, beheaded, died, divorced, beheaded, survived. Although it could be argued that Anne of Cleves also survived, having been divorced. So, yeah. So, able-bodied seamen catch hairy pirates gives you the 6 wives of Henry VIII. That's the answer we were looking for. Question 12. Hark, hark, listen, BBC News on Friday night gives you, this is where I got this wrong, hydrogen, helium, lithium, boron, beryllium, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon. It's the periodic table. It's the top 2 lines of the periodic table. Carries on. Hark, hark, listen, BBC News on Friday night. News may be about silly pupils smashing chemical apparatus. That would give you the next line, going all the way to argon. So the correct answer was the periodic table, or the elements, something along those lines. Question 13 was God equals light, not darkness. Clue in the question, it's the first 5 books of the Bible. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy. God equals light, not darkness, is the first 5 books of the Bible, or indeed the 5 books of the Torah. Question 14. Sod off, he cried as he tripped over Agnes. I have to admit that might be one that only my family know. There are other nice ones. Some old horses can always hear their owners approaching. I've heard that one. I was taught it as just sokatoa, strange sort of word, which is sine equals opposite over hypotenuse, cosine equals adjacent over hypotenuse, tangent equals opposite over adjacent. It's basic trigonometry. So anything along those lines that you put as your answer, it's trigonometry. That's fine. And question 15, this was my favourite. How I wish I could calculate pi. How has 3 letters. I has 1 letter. Wish has 4 letters. I has 1 letter. Could 5 calculate 9 pi 2. 3.141592. It's the numbers in the figure pi, as in pi r squared, as in the formula for making calculating areas and circumferences and so on of circles. So it's how you remember the digits of pi. How I wish I could calculate pi 3.141592. Cool, isn't it? I bet there's longer ones that give you multiple digits of. Lastly, the theatrical odd ones out. Cho-Cho-san, Lakme, Edgardo de Ravenswood, and Carmen. Cho-Cho-san stabs herself, Lakme eats a poisoned flower, and Edgardo de Ravenswood usually shoots himself. Carmen, on the other hand, is stabbed by someone else. Carmen is murdered. The other 3 commit suicide. Question 17. Tybalt, Benvolio, Lady Montague, and Juliet. Well, Tybalt dies, Juliet dies, Lady Montague dies off stage, but she is reported as having died. Benvolio, on the other hand, does not. Benvolio, in theory, is alive at the end of the play, so he is the odd one out. He's the only one that survives out of those 4, in theory. I'm sure there are productions where he's killed off in some bizarre manner, but there's always one of those. Question 18. John Wellington Wells, Jack Point, the Mikado, and Major General Stanley. The eagle-eyed amongst you will have noticed these are all characters from Gilbert and Sullivan operettas, but John Wellington Wells, Jack Point, and Major General Stanley are the patter men. They were all roles that were created by George Grossmith, these funny little twittery men that sing lots and lots of words very, very fast. The Mikado, on the other hand, was not. He was created by a bass baritone. It's a completely different kind of role. So it's about role type, this one. So the correct odd one out is the Mikado, because all the others are the patter men, or George Grossmith's roles, if you like. Question 19. Juan Perón, Christine Daae, Ebenezer Scrooge, and Mrs. Lovett. Well, Juan Perón is romantically attached to Evita. Christine Daae is romantically attached, reluctantly, to the Phantom of the Opera. Mrs. Lovett is romantically attached to Sweeney Todd, the demon barber of Fleet Street. Ebenezer Scrooge, on the other hand, is romantically attached to no one and is indeed the name of the show, Scrooge. So Scrooge is the odd one out because he is the eponymous character. All the others are romantically linked to the eponymous character, i.e. the character after whom the show is named. And question 20. Rothbart, Monteroni, Alberich, and the Dutchman. Well, Rothbart is the magician who curses Odette and turns her into a swan in Swan Lake. Monterone in Rigoletto famously curses Rigoletto. Alberich is the dwarf who curses the ring in the ring cycle and brings about ultimately Ragnarok, the end of the world, via 24 hours worth of opera. The Dutchman, on the other hand, is cursed. He has been cursed by someone else. So the Dutchman is the odd one out because he is a cursee rather than a cursor. I hope that all makes sense. I hope you've enjoyed. Like I say, leave me a comment. Let me know how you're doing. If you're enjoying them, let me know how you did. With that last round, if you can come up with a reasonable reason why it's a different odd one out, I'm interested to know. But also, it's up to you how you play this. Play it how you like. If you think your answer is better than mine, go with it. Run with it. Fly. Be free. See you next time.